Jump scares are one of the cornerstones of the horror movie industry, counting a little body spasm as "we got you, you got scared." No, that doesn't count. Jump scares aren't scary. They usually just piss me off. It's like a laugh track. You're just telling me where to be scared. Just be scary. It's funny because my favorite jump scare of all time isn't even in a horror movie. I guess it could be classified as a horror movie, but we'll get to that later. I'm not only going to talk about bad jump scares today. We're going to talk about some bad ones, we'll talk about some good ones, and my favorite jump scare of all time. But we're gonna start it off with the worst jump scares, because I hate these. It'd be crazy if I made this video and didn't talk about the Your Soul jump scare in Annabelle Creation. By the way, I made a video on the entire Conjuring franchise, but we're gonna talk about just this jump scare here.
What do you need?
Your soul!
This jump scare is so bad that it brought the entire cinematic universe down a peg in my eyes. Why is this so bad, you may ask? Well, there's a few reasons. First off, the movie is littered with jump scares, whereas the jump.com counts 23 in total, only 5 being major jump scares, but that's still a very high number. Now, I will say that many of my favorite horror movies of all time have nearly the same numbers, but the quality of these are undoubtedly higher. The real reason that this jump scare is hilariously bad to me, the contents of this jump scare are painfully generic. There isn't a more generic thing you could say in this instance. When I watched this movie, I literally called it out, and I was disappointed to hear it. Another terrible jump scare that I'm not alone in hating is in the movie Unfriended. First off, I gotta say it, this movie sucked. Like, this movie's terrible.
No!
There's so much that's bad here. First off, this doesn't even make sense in the movie. All of the kills so far were suicides forced by the ghost. And then in this final climax, the ghost of the girl actually appears in physical form, and it takes place outside of the screen, which all of the movie was on the screen. And I get that they wanted to mix it up, but I just didn't feel like it worked here. They intentionally broke the rules of the movie at the very ending. I think you should have just committed and did it on the screen. It would have been really easy to just do it on the screen, like show the little face cam in the corner. That would have been fine. Also, the countdown was terrible. It was so boring and just very telegraphed. I guess I can't say it was all exactly how I expected, because when you watch the movie, you expected it to, be a suicide, like all the rest of them have been. But whether or not you care that they broke the rules that they set up, it's still just so easy to expect something to happen there. You can hear the door open, and you know something's about to happen. It was bad. I mean, there's nothing else I can say. It was bad. Now that we've talked about some bad jump scares, let's talk about some good ones. What makes a jump scare good? Well, a lot of things. First off, infrequency can help. I love It 2017, Insidious 2010. These movies are great, but they have really high amounts of jump scares. If I don't expect it, it should have more impact. That's pretty obvious. However, there are more factors into unexpectation, things like securities, like having people around or it being daytime, really anything that makes the target feel safe. A good example of this is in the movie Insidious 2010, the original. Now, this probably isn't the first time you've seen this jump scare. It's probably not even the first time you've seen this jump scare on a top jump scares list, but it's a good one. It features a character we don't really expect to see, the Red Man, because it's, Josh's mom. It happens in the daytime, and it mixes a dream with the current situation, culminating together into a very effective jump scare. It starts with Josh's mother explaining her dream, how it happened in this house, and she's walking around and knows someone is awake. She opens Dalton's door and sees the Red Man.
I said, what do you want?
We hear his fingers clattering as they move.
I can still hear that voice.
Honestly, this one scares the shit out of me. I do like the involvement of the dream, bringing it into reality. Dream sequences can be done wrong. This one was done well. Another jump scare you probably expect to see on this list is the one found in Exorcist 3. Now, I can't show the whole thing here because copyright, but just know that the buildup feels incredible. The wide cinematic lens showing the guy in the background to alleviate the viewer makes you feel like he might be something that we have to pay attention to. And he gets up, maybe he'll get the nurse from the other side of the screen after she walks out of the room. Then the fast moving possessed guy moving in on the unsuspecting nurse, the quick zoom in, the jarring sound cutting through the calm silence. It's great. It's just a quality jump scare. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. The best jump scare of all time. This one's found in Mulholland Drive, David Lynch's psychological thriller film, and if you call it a horror movie, I'll commend it, but it's definitely just like a thriller. The movie's great, and this is one of my favorite scenes in any movie of all time.
I had a dream about this place.
Oh boy.
It's the second one I've had. But it looks just like this, except for the light. And I'm scared like I can't tell you.
It starts off with two men we haven't seen or been introduced to yet. One man is speaking of his dream that happened in this exact same location with the exact same person he's talking to in that location with him. He explains that they both feel scared for no particular reason. This intense buildup, multiple minutes of explaining the dream in such a surreal tone. He goes from these smiling faces to this stern, normal face. They go outside to confront the man, to prove that he's not there and that he's afraid of nothing. This scene made me jump up, like out of my seat, and yell, "What the fuck?" The guy had no clue. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Felt like I should have expected it, but I just didn't. I felt like I wanted so badly for the man not to be there. It just didn't feel like he should be able to be there. Are we in his dream? Is his dream him explaining the dream? And this tense walk up to the man, just so tense. I mean, I felt like I couldn't have made a sound if I tried. And then the man appears from behind the wall. A masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. The sound design is so amazing. The buildup made it feel real. Like it made it feel like they were just having a normal conversation about a dream that was happening. The actor shutting down and fainting and falling to the ground it's good. It's crazy good acting. It's so good, dude. This scene is fantastic. This movie is filled with great scenes. This scene is just unspeakably good. Like, it's amazing. I don't have words for it other than the words that I just said. That's really it for the video. I just wanted to share with you some good and bad jump scares. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe. Look at the graph. It's subscribe.